Stand by for a message from Dianthus, President of Earth and rotating Premier of the Sun System. Barbarella?
Mr. President.
Love.
Love.
Yes, I am the president of the Sun, as well as the graduating class of Elizabethtown Area High School. In addition to this, I am the Supreme Chancellor of Zenoscope as of now. And I have distressing news about the mad scientist Duran Duran. I have heard, pray tell, that he is hungry like the wolf. He smells like he sounds. He is close to the ground. He's on a hunt. And he is after you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Movie Club. Ralph, can you tell us about
Love.
Duran Duran?
Love.
Love. Is Duran Duran your favorite new romantic band?
No, but I did not realize that Duran Duran was named after Duran Duran.
For more on this, we turn to Casey.
I never knew that.
Hello. I also didn't know that, but I was really excited when I heard it in the movie. That was probably the most happy I was watching that movie. But I'll save the score for later.
All right. Well, we're just going to keep on bringing the people on. Marilyn, you're up next. Welcome to the stream and welcome everyone to Marilyn. Love.
Oh my God, I want my hour and 45 minutes back. That's all I'm going to say.
All right, hold all of what I'm sure will be some amazing complimentary points momentarily. Welcome. We got a full house tonight. I hope everybody out there in the digital ether is ready. Brian coming on the screen next. Bada boom, Brian.
Double love.
Double love.
Love for everybody. Double love.
That's too much love.
Marilyn, you're mixing up your thing.
No, I did this purposely.
That's
this is not love. This is love. This is not love.
Then this is also love.
This is rock on.
This is heavy metal, man. Speaking of heavy metal, what English illustrated magazine did Barbarella first appear in United States publication? Heavy metal. All right. Nice transition, Casey.
Who knew that?
All right. Welcome to the stream. Always shining. It's Sun.
Yeah.
Hello.
How's it going? Oh, love, by the way. Love.
Love. We almost didn't give the necessary love. And then let's bring on you love her, you miss her, you wish you saw her more often. Welcome back to the stream. It's Crystal Star.
Crystal!
Hey, everybody!
Hi, Crystal.
Dun.
This is our most packed house.
It is.
No,
So
Crystal.
hi, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well, staying healthy for the most part. I know Ralph's got a little something. Marilyn, you got a little something, and I got everything.
What?
Well, we were in Vegas.
Sick.
We were in Vegas this past weekend, so for the VIP event, and I think half the staff or most of the staff ended up sick. So
I will say
You got
probably
the con crud is
unrelated.
what you got.
we got Vegas crud is what we got. Vegas con crud.
You better see your doctor for that shit.
I know.
I was told what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I wasn't expecting to bring anything back with me. It was all supposed to stay there.
Is that what she told you?
We had a blast, though. We had a blast. Anybody who's on the stream watching now and was at the event, I hope you enjoyed yourself. Thank you for coming to the VIP event. Welcome, everyone. Great to see Crystal back. Crystal surprised me today with her reappearance.
Yeah. I was not going to come today, but this is one of my favorite films. So I see Marilyn laughing. As a kid, this was like, I watched this movie way too young and I didn't understand it at all, like what it was like really about. I just loved the costumes, and I had a Blockbuster card that got me whatever I wanted because I had a single dad and he didn't care. So I saw Barbarella really, really young.
All right, so Crystal, you've seen this movie before. Who else has seen this movie before? This was the first
Are you
time.
serious? It's like a cult classic.
Oh, I saw it. Love. I did. Love.
Love.
Well,
When did you?
I saw it when
does
I was
seeing
like 13, and it like blew my mind at the time because you shouldn't see this movie when you're a 13-year-old kid.
No, I think I was around that age as well.
And
does
yeah,
seeing the opening numerous time count as seeing the whole thing?
I used to just watch the first 30 minutes, and I think or 20 minutes. Whenever it got to the dolls, like if I was by myself, I couldn't watch it past that. Like we actually owned Barbarella by the time. Like I watched it at Blockbuster, and I fell in love with it. And my dad bought me the DVD, not CD, DVD. Those things.
You can get the CD too because the soundtrack is pretty Barbarella psychedelic.
So is it Angel song? Like, was that made for the movie as well, or was it like an actual song first?
You know, it sounded like, oh my god, I can't think of the Vegas show guy.
Barry Manilow?
No,
Engelbert Humperdinck?
I think so. Yeah, it sounded
that's
like
a
one
real
of his
name.
songs. Yeah. But it sounded like they took part of his song and then just kind of remade it a little bit and added some their own words.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great. Super chill.
I don't know. I was 12 minutes into it when I paused it. I'm like, how long is this?
So I actually rewatched it today, kind of, sort of. Not the whole thing. I skipped the first 30 minutes because I was like, I've seen that countless times. But the ending, sober, I don't know how many times I've really seen that one. So, but I watched it today sober. So.
Good job, Crystal. Like the opening, first of all, let's start with the opening, which is amazing.
It's the best. Like the opening is what seals this as a cult classic for me.
It makes no sense, but it's a great opening.
It's the best opening ever. Name a better opening.
Apparently, it had to be shot twice.
I heard that. Yeah.
Oh,
because
really?
Jane was so nervous about it's literally a striptease in 0G, changing her clothes kind of thing. Right. And they shot it once, but something technically went wrong with either the sound or the camera or whatever.
I'm sure.
So then they had to shoot it again another day or the next day while she was hungover. And so she did it in a more hungover state than just goofy, happy drunk.
I can tell how they did it because when they went in close up on the hands, I'm like, reflection. So she's laying down on a piece of glass and maneuvering herself in many different positions.
Yeah, so
floating.
There was in the Jane Fonda documentary, Jane Fonda in 5 Acts. She talks about how you got it right. They got a plexiglass, and then underneath is the actual like a picture of the set. And then so really, I mean, you're just watching a drunk Jane Fonda roll around on a piece of plexiglass while her husband shoots down from above.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, when you have it in that context.
I didn't know that. I didn't realize her husband was the director or what
yeah, her first husband was. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't think she was the first choice initially to play the role.
She was the best choice.
And then he's like, yeah, I'm casting my wife. Which I have no qualm with. She's great. She's hot.
She talks about in her book recently about her relationship with that husband and that she was very naive in a lot of things. And he kind of wanted to push her to be this sex symbol kind of personality. And in their real marital life, he would bring other women to the marital bed. And she got like, what the hell? And then eventually when things started going rocky, she started to bring women to try to appease him to stay and stuff like that. So it was the free love hippie movement in the movie, but also in real life, yo.
Yeah, half hour into the film, I'm like, I had to kind of Google. It's like, how did she feel about doing this today? And so I read that, and it'd be interesting to actually read the book now, I have to say.
Yeah.
Talking about free love, Jane Fonda kissed my uncle when he was like a really young kid, so it wasn't like anything super sexual, but he's in some movie with her. I can't remember the name of it right now, but it was filmed in my hometown of Floresville, Texas. And she filmed the whole movie there. My mom was in it, my aunt was in it, and I've seen it. My mind is blank with what it's called. I'll Google it while y'all talk amongst yourselves.
Look at you with a connection to Jane.
Well, it's funny because I went to see. It's like, all right, well, where was she in her career at this point that she did this? I'm sorry, but it's just the way I feel. But she did Barefoot in the Park like the year before that
with Doris Day.
Maybe
no,
it could be. I don't know.
Robert Redford was the husband in that. Yeah, it was her and Robert Redford.
It was big back then.
It seemed like she was just like kind of having fun with the role, like as much as like it. Yeah, she just was like playing the role very like almost like fun and aloof. The character, it was like weird because the character just like she goes through this adventure and she's just always like like
considering how I felt about the film, I'm not going to take away the fact that she actually did a very, very good job.
Yeah, for what it was, she did a good job.
Yeah.
But I do think I don't want to jump forward too much past the opening. We can get into the little kids scene, which was creepy.
I didn't like
seriously.
Creepy kids watching I forgot about the robot mechanical vampire doll things.
They were the hardest part for me to get past as a kid. That's why I never got past it. As soon as I saw the teeth, I'd be like, if I was alone, I'd be like, nope.
How do you feel watching it now? How do you feel about the dolls?
I told you I skipped past that part.
Oh, even still.
I'm not watching those. I hate. I'm not a doll fan, and dolls with teeth are a big no. Big no for me.
I was thinking it's like whoever has a phobia of those antique dolls, this scene is not going to work.
I just felt like you could see the guy, whoever was in charge of props was off to the side, laying down, kind of pushing them in, little bit at a time in order to get him to move closer. But
it's funny now because I guarantee you if there was a vendor at a Comic-Con or a Horror-Con selling those things, they'd be selling out.
Oh, yeah.
At a Horror-Con, yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. There this Friday.
just the teeth alone is like, oh shit, this is like the original Alien right here.
Yeah, I actually have a family member who collects those dolls, and I hate going to her house. I hate it so much. It's I couldn't be in her house alone at night. There's no way.
Right,
but she really didn't resist to get away either.
No.
It was really weird. If this was
flopped.
Earth's,
she never did the entire movie.
Right. If this is Earth's special agent that they're sending to save the planet, this was your choice.
But that's the thing, though.
Maybe
it's
she slept her way to the top.
Yeah, it was all about peace and love, and so they didn't understand war because it had been a very long time, and so that's basically what went in.
All right, question. How many orgasms did she have in this film on film?
A lot.
Does anyone remember?
All right, so
6?
No, what is it? 6?
I didn't count.
So the first one with the detachment.
Yeah, let's count them. So we got the furry man, which
Hold on,
oh
let's
my God.
throw up the
I can't. He looks the same with or without the costume.
I did the same thing. Once the bear suit comes off, there it is again.
Second bear suit appears.
The best is like it's so creepy. He's like, "Yeah, I want to make love to you as a payment off." As like he offers.
Yeah, I was like, this could not be remade today.
I was like, is that Robin Williams' dad?
Okay, so him. Then we have the
so
angel.
the angel.
Yeah.
I love how that guy was like, there's an interesting method or something like that. By the way, I had such a crush on the angel as a kid. Oh my God.
Really?
I wanted guys with eyeliner so bad.
It was so creepy to me.
Well, he looked like an original member of Duran Duran.
He did.
Yeah. Okay, so angel. Then who is next?
Pygar. I'm surprised they didn't call themselves Pygar.
The
Duran Duran.
revolution guy.
Yeah, the
The
revolution
pill,
guy.
yeah.
They had
The guy
like
gets the pill.
Dildano.
hair sex thing. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Which,
then,
by the way, that was my. If I have to pick a favorite scene, that whole thing, the whole, not just but from as soon as like she got down there and to the time that she left, that was like my favorite part of the whole thing.
I love her hair, like the curl, like the ringlets.
Yeah, like curtains.
Okay,
So through the three, including the revolutionary guy, and then do you want to count the orgasmatron?
Oh, of course.
Of
The
course.
explosive machine?
There were several times on that, wasn't there?
Oh, it was just an ongoing. We'll count it as one, but it can't. Yeah, that was. Oh, what kind of girl are you?
Blew that shit up.
All right, so there's 4, and then after that, does she have another one?
I don't think.
Oh, I mean, she goes with the angel again.
Okay, but do they have sex?
They're
Come
probably
on.
gonna have I think they're gonna
Come
have
on.
I started curling my hair, so I don't know.
I think that's it. I think that's her last one.
How did you curl your hair?
In the comic, she actually has sex a lot more.
Oh, I'm sure.
And what's also interesting is because in the movie, she's a lot more, like you were saying, she's, war? What's war? What's hate? I don't know what that stuff is. But in the comic, she's already kind of like a badass, like she shoots first. She's got a gun on the hip. She's ready to rock and roll in most of the circumstances.
She's Earth's best agent and has no memory of history. Got it.
Yes.
She's like the angel.
Right, exactly.
An angel has no memory.
For being Earth's best agent, she wasn't good at much.
No.
I mean, she
good at
shot.
being sexy.
She did shoot a couple of things. Pygar was flying her around, and she was shooting at those whatever they were.
Those scenes were so long.
The prototype Darth Vaders.
The black something.
The Blackhawks Downs. Just kidding.
Yeah, there you go. That's it. That's
It
definitely
reminded me of the Knights in Lord of the Rings. Did they not remind you guys of those?
Yeah.
very
you know what?
much. Yeah.
They remind me like.
And
Lost
actually,
Boys.
the last Skywalker, the Imperial Guard in red, if they were painted completely red,
Oh,
they look like those. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
So was Duran Duran the band named after this?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Because of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
They even have a song about Barbarella in one of their later albums.
Okay, I need to look that up. I don't think I've ever heard that one.
And I'm surprised they named their band after the biggest doofus in the movie. This guy was not a scary villain at all.
But he built the what was it? The positron, the red, the
Positronic Ray. The
positronic ray.
Yes.
Yes.
That's a threat, man. The positronic ray.
Dude, he blew away like 3 of the major characters. No one even thought of oh my God. There was nothing. It was like, bye.
And those are pretty brutal, like laser beam, and then just silhouetted out into nothingness.
Disintegration.
Yeah, pre Thanos.
Watching this movie, I guess it's not in our lifetime. It's weird that this movie exists in almost our lifetime because it felt like just so old.
It
did.
No, it was not. No.
Well, what's funny is you can see the inspiration that Austin Powers had by
huge.
this
And the Fembot.
genre.
Yeah.
Yeah, this genre of
Genre.
movies. This genre of movies was just awesome, and like I loved the costumes. It's a De Laurentiis film. It's all big all the time when it came to costumes and sets and props and just sexual innuendo left and right.
It was basically a porno, but
pretty much.
Okay,
on the
when
top.
I was watching it, I was thinking to myself, they made a porno without the porn in it.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's like a super
The extended
It's a
version
soft-
has it.
soft porn.
That's a 4-hour clip.
Very
That's
soft.
exactly what I said when I walked into the office today. I was like, they should have just made it a porn, honestly.
There was
so big.
they had so much shag rud. They should have totally just made the whole thing. Are we doing it with the pill? A pill? Why with a pill? Yeah, let's do it with the pill.
Now she's had the real thing. It's like she doesn't want to go back to the pill.
Yo, once
the pill is
you
pretty
know,
wild.
once you've gone whatever, you can't go back. You know.
At least
what
the
they
pill
say.
is kind of like a 2-in-1 where you get to go to the hairdressers at the same time.
I know. I would do that by myself.
That's a good one.
Real Rob saying, "Wait, it wasn't a porno."
But yeah, it was definitely like shagadelic, baby. Yeah.
So, fun fact.
That should
I
be
actually-
on our movie club list next year. by the way.
So I did a Barbarella costume for San Diego Comic-Con. And I
Oh wait, hold
I
on.
love it.
Have it.
Love it. And
We
I
have it.
actually
Wow, that's great.
I made the gun. And my friend helped me make the other part. And I made the little belty thing. And the shoesies, but I also had a guy that was going to come with me, and we built out full angel wings.
Wow.
Angel wings for him to wear. And then he chickened out, didn't want to do the spray tan, didn't want to do the eyeliner, didn't want to be naked at San Diego for whatever.
I told you, I didn't want had cold feet, Crystal. I'm sorry.
Damn it, Ralph.
You
But
want to wear
now-
the feather diaper.
Do you have the Fonda one, Noah, Casey? Do you guys have the Fonda to comparison?
Oh yeah, it was
yeah.
the first
Yeah.
one. Oh, there you go.
Boom.
Who wore it best? Who wore it best?
Oh,
Let's go back.
obviously Jane
It's
Fonda.
obviously Crystal.
I don't know about that.
Look, you know
I
what?
think Crystal.
I would
I
say
think
it's
Crystal
equal.
might win
It's
this one.
equal.
I love you, Marilyn.
Yeah, I think that's a really.
I think Crystal had better hair.
Oh,
This
no,
one?
no.
This
That was
this
a
hair
great
looks a little
costume.
burnt
That
out.
was a
Little
really-
burnt out. That's after the machine. She got out of the
Yeah.
machine. But yeah,
Marilyn?
but I still have the wings,
Guys,
and I've hung
real
them in my
quick.
gym. So now I've got these giant white, like 10-foot span angel wings in my gym.
Right on.
So real quick, Marilyn has to dip out early today.
Yeah.
Aw.
So Marilyn, do you want to give us your score now? Do you think you're prepared to give your score now before you dip out?
1.
It's a good thing
What?
it's in my face.
A one.
Oh, what?
One.
Look,
Wow.
I could not wait for it to end. I will say though, as far as the acting on everybody, especially Jane, they did a great job, but that doesn't mean that it's going to change my like of the story.
So what was the net? Why does it get so many ding down points? Ding dong, ding dong.
Ding dong.
Is there some ding dong?
How many ding dong points?
Well,
At least 3.
we kind of compared it. It's like, pornos have bad storylines. So it's a porno without the porn, and so
But pornos
it's
are
like,
still
that's-
enjoyable sometimes.
It's just it was
Uh.
just beyond campy. It was just bad. It was just bad. I didn't like
Listen,
it. I didn't like it.
your score is your score, Marilyn. Don't let anybody talk you out of it.
No, they're not.
I got a text last night. She's like, "What are you making me watch?" She's like, "Who picked this movie?"
Yeah, I did.
I did. Okay, Marilyn.
Because we were in like the 70s and 80s, and then we even did some 90s. It's like we went all the way to 60s.
I don't know why. I don't know how it happened. I'm gonna be honest with you. I may have been drinking. AC, do you have the make sure you mark the one on the Zeviscope chart. We'll bring it up later. Marilyn, I guess we'll let you roll.
Yes, off to the doctors. So I will see Brian next weekend.
Where?
At the Stash Bash event in Red Bank, New Jersey.
That's right.
25-year anniversary of the Stash, and all of us Clerks guys, including Clerks 2 and Kevin and Jason, will be there to say hello to people.
Go out to see them in Red Bank. That sounds awesome. I wish I was.
Bye, Brian. Thank you.
All right, Marilyn. Have fun.
Bye.
Bye, Marilyn.
See you next month.
Yes.
So we got a 1. We got a 1.
Not looking too hot.
Not a great
Barbarella.
start. Crystal's not happy.
I mean, it's fine. I like, again, if I had to watch the whole thing from start to end today for the first time, there's no way I would give it the score that I'm giving it, because again, like, the nostalgia for me is, it's just different.
I will say the opening itself gives it a floor. No, it gives it a floor of you can't go below like a 2 just because of the opening alone.
1 and 2. Those.
Oh,
yeah.
This morning, Noah and I were talking, and he was like, "Oh, well, there was only 11 people in the credits. Like, you saw at the beginning, right?" I'm like, "There were words at the beginning? What?"
What? I like your style, Casey. I like your style.
It's the gay test.
It is.
Oh, wait.
If you didn't see, if you don't fall in love with Jane Fonda in this movie, something might be wrong with you.
So we didn't hear from Sun. What did you think of the opening?
It was fine. I'm gonna go with Marilyn on this one though. It was hard to watch.
Don't rate it yet.
Okay.
We're not there yet.
We need to talk about our favorite scenes and our least favorite scenes.
Yeah. So let's talk about good segue. Let's talk about our favorite scenes besides the opening. Who wants to go first? Favorite scene?
Go ahead, Noah.
All right. Let's talk about the invisible key, the invisible lock, and the invisible door. And they're so secret that you can't even see them. And he goes, "Here, let me put the invisible key around your invisible neck." It's
the best is like, it's so bad when they're doing it. It's like, it was so awkward.
Yeah.
Like, just pretend you're taking the key. Like, why are you making this so weird?
It looked like improv. Did some of it feel like improv to you guys?
Oh,
yeah.
A lot of it.
Bad improv, because one person made the necklace this wide, the next person made it this wide, the next person made it.
Well, and then also, like, when she's looking for the keyhole and it just falls. It just falls on the ground, and that happens to open the door.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and then weird. It made no sense. Like, I don't know.
A lot of
the movie didn't
make a lot of sense.
It didn't make much sense in general.
Yeah, I wish I had just a teaspoon of what they were all taking while filming this.
Yeah,
and then the audience who needed it to watch this.
Right.
True.
I assume that's a big. If I was like smoking a lot of weed watching this, maybe I'd have a different outlook. Let's talk about Anita. What's her name? Hellinger. I was making notes. Anita Pallenberg. So she played the Black Queen. Is that the name of the?
Yeah.
She was so beautiful.
She was beautiful. She was the muse. I didn't realize she was the muse for the Rolling Stones for like years, and she ended up hooking up with like 3 different Rolling Stones apparently.
I could see that.
And had kids with one of them. Like, she was their muse for several years. She didn't look so great when she must have been doing a lot of stuff. Because as she got older, she didn't
keep up with the Botox.
Yeah. I just think she lived hard.
Like Keith Richards kept up well. Come on.
No,
I don't think that dude wore sunscreen either.
Keith Richards kept up much worse. But he's still kicking.
Of course, he's well preserved with all the chemicals he took over the years.
But she was a smoke show in this, huh?
Yeah, I think she was actually prettier than Jane Fonda, honestly.
She had a total different look. She had more of like a harder,
sexy,
sexier look, whereas Jane Fonda had the innocent, like
big eyes, big lips,
Yeah.
childlike. Yeah.
I mean, they were both different looks, but both equally beautiful.
Yeah, when she was on the screen, you can't take your eyes off of her. Like her beauty like demands like
Yeah.
And then the accent, of course.
Pretty.
Yeah. Pretty.
Oh, my pretty.
Favorite scene. Anybody else have a favorite scene?
I mean, mine's the rolling around for sure. And that like pretty much any time that she's like singing after the deed, like I don't know, it's so weird to me, but it's fun to watch.
She
It was
does
just
that. Go ahead.
I was just saying the negotiation between the beard guy, the bear guy, and her, where he was like, "Oh no, we're getting down, and we're doing it old school. We're going rough and hard. Here we go." You know what I mean? And she's like, "Well, no, there's pills," and he's like, "Pills, lady, that's afterwards."
I know
that
nothing
kind
of this, he says.
Yeah, I know nothing of this. Now take off your clothes. Let's go.
Yeah, very rapey. Very rapey.
And then
She kind of agreed. She said, "Let me go get pills," kind of thing. So
I know, that's crazy. Like, there's no way they could remake this today. Like that.
Well, today it's a porn.
100%.
You know,
the new producer comes and goes, "All right, we're going to do exactly the same thing, but with sex."
I remember they tried to remake it about 20 years ago with Drew Barrymore was trying to produce it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Drew Barrymore was trying to produce it and star in it, I think, actually, about 20-ish years ago, back in the early 2000s. Yeah.
Wow.
I would have loved to watch that.
Yeah.
I would have loved that.
Yeah, if you remake this today, it's going to be a totally different movie. I mean, I don't even know how you do it with it. Because the outfits were such a big part of it. Like, she had, like, how many outfit changes?
About 6 or 7, and they're so hard. I tried to, so before we landed on the costume that I went with for San Diego, I actually bought all the material to make the one with like the one boob out, and we like molded my boob and everything for this like costume and my stomach, because it's like they mold, like those pieces are like molded out, they're crazy, and it was so hard. Like I couldn't figure out how to get the fabric to stay there. Like we just wound up scratching that whole outfit. But
I've never been more jealous of a mold.
We all lost out. We all lost out because of it.
I would have had a fake nipple. She has a fake nipple on in the film as well.
Does she?
Yeah, it's like you can't actually see the areola, but anyway.
Interesting.
We've done a lot.
Yeah, the costumes were, and the sets, like I said, were just extraordinary.
The
and
weird thing,
especially for the guys, like there was like that one guy who had like both boobies out and like the chest thing in between, and like I don't think they did many costumes like that back then. Like what other movies had costumes like this then?
Well, another De Laurentiis film that had similar flavor to it that we watched was The Flash.
The Flash, yeah, and Logan's Run comes to mind.
I thought of that a lot while watching this. Was The Flash.
And if you watch, and if you watch the De Laurentiis Dune, it's the same kind of
Dune
big,
ostentatious,
ostentatious type of costumes and sets.
It's crazy because I looked it up beforehand. Flash comes out in 1980, I think. And so this is 1968.
Right.
So it's just interesting to see like this has more in common. Like I think Flash 1980 has more in common with Barbarella 1968 than like, because think about it, Star Wars was 78, 77? 77. So, a couple of years right after New Hope. And for whatever reason, it falls more into that like that fantastical fantasy kind of vibe.
And then this is also before Star Trek. So,
oh my gosh,
what
is this before Star Trek?
Yeah, Star Trek's
came out in the 60s?
Late 60s into the 70s.
Right,
because
around the same time.
The horn, like when she wears that horn piece, there is almost an identical costume in Star Trek. from that, and I was, I just found that interesting. That's crazy.
I didn't realize Raquel Welch turned down the role originally. She was
I don't
the
know who
first.
that is.
She was, huh?
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Raquel Welch is? What?
I don't either, if that helps.
Son, do you?
Nope.
Are you guys serious?
Wow.
Noah, do you?
Oh, sure, of course I do. But Ralph, for everyone who doesn't, why don't you tell them?
This actress has been in a million things. She's.
By the way, I stand corrected. The first episode of Star Trek was 66. So,
I thought so.
And this was 68.
I mean, Raquel Welch was also before my time, so I don't think I've seen her in a. Brian, what was her big movie? 10? Was that it?
No, that's Bo Derek.
Oh, I'm thinking Bo Derek. What was her big?
She
movie?
did a lot of Fellini movies. Raquel Welch.
Yeah.
Sir John says, "Don't worry, Ralph."
I remember my dad having a huge crush on Raquel Welch when I was a kid. He was like, he loved her.
Well, the other, I know, they were talking. Brigitte Bardot was up for the role at one point, and she turned it down. And interestingly enough, Jean-Claude Forest says that Brigitte Bardot is the inspiration for Barbarella. So it's interesting that she didn't play. And then Sophia Loren was also up for the role, but she was pregnant. She said, no thanks.
Yeah, all your great sex symbols of the 60s probably were being asked to be a part of this.
Right.
Yeah, and I love how she calls her pretty, but literally like every female on that set was like a 10. Like there were no ugly females on that set.
And I think that's the director himself going like you, yeah, not you.
They were not messing around with that casting.
Yeah, this was back in the day when it was the casting couch.
Oh, that's right, Mark. One of the original Charlie's Angels.
Oh, okay, then I probably have. Okay, then I've seen her, and I just don't have a name to the face.
Lucy Liu.
Lucy Liu was also turned down the role. She was 1 year old.
she said, "I'm too young for this. No thanks."
Yeah.
I don't even think Lucy Liu was born yet.
I'm just about to look that up.
I don't know. She might. No, probably not.
No, we're probably off by like a decade or two.
No, she's probably born in the 70s.
All right, what's the bets? What's the bets?
I'm guessing she was born in 1971.
And 68. She was born the year this was released.
She was zero.
She just made 68 because it was December 2nd of 1968.
No wonder she turned it down.
Close, but no cigar. All right, so we like we like the invisible keys. We like the floating intro.
I wouldn't say we like the invisible keys.
I like the idea of having a key that's so secret that nobody can see it.
I like the part, I mean, there was the comedy in this too. There was a lot of comedy. So they didn't take itself seriously. So that in itself made this better than
it was definitely a lot of tongue in cheek,
even
tongue in everywhere.
He's
you know,
he's presenting the key on the pillow and it's missing. And
why was there a death room?
Why what?
The death room, like her and the angel like back up and they're like get stuck into like the death room with the water flowing underneath. Like why does
it's like that suicide booth? You know,
yeah,
like the one in the what's that show called again?
Futurama.
Yeah.
Weird. There's a lot of weird character choices.
Go ahead.
I was to say Duran Duran actually portrayed by Milo Shea. Milo Shea is a big time theater and also movie star at the time, who went on to do a ton of stuff in the 80s and 90s and stuff as well. So it was funny seeing him in the movie as Duran Duran, as we find out later as Duran Duran.
I have at least.
No, go. I've spoken way too much. Go.
I have a least favorite scene, which was how long it took to reveal Jane Fonda's face.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so uncomfortable.
It was like one of those pens that you get that you turn upside down and the clothes start slowly coming off. Am I too old to know that? Those pens that used to get, they used to do that?
No.
No,
Unfortunately,
Noah
unfortunately,
brought
yes.
them up. He thinks we need Zenoscope branded ones.
Oh, there you go.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
And thermal mugs too. That's on Casey.
Oh yeah.
We're working. The heads at Zenoscope are putting their noggins together to produce some quality content. The spaceships were funky
Oh,
with their little like the breathing like organ things that were on the
balloons.
sides.
I do love watching these old movies that portray the future.
I do too.
It's so awkward. It's so weird. They don't know what to do. So it's like, it's just weird.
You know what it is? It's just more of the stuff they already love, like shag carpet. Let's just put it all over the walls. Let's put it everywhere.
Exactly.
Because
It's
we
the
love
whole
it.
ship.
Well, I love when he's trying to fix the ship and he's just touching it randomly on the outside and it's like bing boing bing boing bing boing. You're like,
Yeah, that was the weirdest. That took me out of the film for a second. Those really silly
Bad.
sound effects. It was like
Super
doing. It was literally, it was Looney Tunes sound effects for a movie that was going so well, and then all of a sudden, like doing, and I was like,
so
what
well.
the
It was going so well.
And they're skating
so
around on the
well.
ice in the one guy's ship, and it's just like
Well, that's when they were getting it on, son. He was like, he was leaving this isn't no, Tesla self-driving thing. It was his foot was on the wheel while shit was going down.
Oh, man. It's funny.
All right, least favorite scenes. Go.
Least favorite scene.
Wait, did everyone say their favorite scene? I'm sure. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Least favorite scenes. Go.
The kids hated that
yeah.
scene.
Me too.
And the noises they made was just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Can we just kill them all?
That and the birds. I hated the bird scene. Like it was just so dumb.
That was really stupid. They look like little friendly birds all over.
Yeah, they're like little finches. I was like,
And I'm sorry, you get that many birds in one area, you getting shit on.
I literally
Not
had to
one
think-
poop on her.
Yeah.
That's the real torture.
Because then she couldn't be sexy for the next scene. Can you
I would be
imagine that
more-
scene with like her covered in bird shit?
I would be more fearful of the bird poop than them pecking at me personally.
Oh, for sure.
Well, I can't remember my least favorite. I was taking notes during the movie, and then at one point I just wrote, "What the fuck is going on?" I had all these notes, and then I just wrote, "What the fuck is going on?"
Oh my God.
So I don't know when I wrote that at what part of the movie, but I couldn't follow much. As much as I enjoyed Pygar, I do like Pygar. I don't know why.
Because he's hot. And orange.
He was well thought out. I love the fact, like, don't you remember such and such? And angels don't remember. And I was just like, yeah.
But it didn't.
That kind of speaks to her marriage. She's like, "Why'd you bring that girl?" And he's like, "I have no memory. Just go with it."
He did good with his blindness. He was very committed to it.
Where do you think he was staring? Just like kind of off?
Yeah. The guy behind the camera had one of those little like cat toys.
Like, look at this.
Come on, it was the 60s. He was dropping something.
When he finds her on the ground.
He's just like, yo.
Yeah. He finds her on the ground unconscious, and he like grabs her boob first. It's like, oh, come on.
I love it. I think it was hilarious.
You're soft and warm. They said Earth girls are not. Yeah, it was.
See, that's when you needed a bike horn. Okay.
I got pretended to be blind the entire time just so we could feel her up early on.
Pygar
was never blind. That's the twist. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish they had like something to talk about, like why the planet was so sexual.
What was that?
Dogs.
Sorry.
I heard dogs coming in.
Yeah, like maybe sex powered the planet or something. I don't know, but just everyone like demanding sex from her, like 2 seconds after meeting her.
Yeah,
I wish there was just something to explain that instead of just being like,
not a good look in today's world. Very creepy. There's a lot of creepy vibe. She went along with it though. She rolled with it.
It was the 60s, man.
Yeah.
So
Free
back
love.
then, okay, so this is a question more for like Ralph and Brian. So
Because we're old.
like I know rape culture was like a lot bigger back then, but like was this movie like was that something that was talked about? Did you ever talk about this with your friends, like this movie?
I never heard of it until I saw it on like HBO one day, like when I was like 13. So like I didn't see it till the 80s. I never heard of it before that. I don't know about Brian.
Well,
Yeah,
I remember
Brian, how old were
I
you
remember
when you saw
when I wasn't born yet. When
No,
this
how
came
old
out.
were you when you saw it first time?
Oh, I saw snippets of it like as a teenager, and it was more like a lot of things that when she did like on Golden Pond with her dad and stuff, and people are like, well, she's come a long way since Barbarella. I'm like, why do they keep bagging on this movie Barbarella? And so I would look into what it was about, and like literally after like the first 20 minutes, I'm like, as a younger person, I'm like, I'm out. This is like Skinamax without the skin. I'm out.
Oh, yeah. When I was that age, you didn't get access to like pornography very easily. So when I saw this, I was like, my mind was blown. Like to me, it was like, oh my God. I mean, I assume nowadays you can pretty much get whatever you want, wherever you want. But then it was like, wow. And you're a kid and you don't know what you're looking at, but you're like, this is good. This is good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grow up to make a magazine of boobs.
You're like,
good movie. Yes, outfit nice. Like,
this is Peter.
You're just like going through puberty and you don't know what the hell's going on. Not to get too creepy, but that's the case.
Nice. All right, so ratings.
So that, yeah, growing up, it was never really taught. I don't even remember hearing about this movie growing up.
I talked about it a lot with my best friend. We both loved it, and like because like this was one of the films that made both of us like really want to get into Playboy when I was young, and you know, then I grew up and that didn't happen. But because of films like this, like her being such a huge like sex symbol, I think, I don't know, it had like a different, like it definitely had an impression on me for sure. I don't know in like a good way or a bad way, but it did something, you know, and I loved how, you know, quote unquote strong she was, because she's not really strong in the film. If rewatching it now, like she's really honestly pretty weak and pretty flimsy and, you know, not strong, but as a kid, she doesn't take any, things just happen to her. Yeah.
Which is like when you're a writer, it's the first thing you talk about as when you're writing or teaching writing or talking about writing is like your main character needs to be driven and actually take action. They can't just be a passive character where things happen to them. And this was exactly
very
what
passive.
happened with it was just passive. Like something would happen to her and she would go along with it. And then somebody would rescue her and she would go along with, like, everything was just like it was sort of a flimsy.
She had no personality.
Yeah, she was just cute and bubbly. Which, I mean, what are you gonna do? It's 1968. Maybe that's.
But you know what, though, this type of movie in today's day and age could sometimes cripple someone's career or send them into like
stardom,
Kardashian level of like fame. But, you know, here she was, the daughter of the famed Henry Fonda, and she went on to do this movie. She did Barefoot in the Park, you know, which was a huge hit. And then she went on to be part of the anti-war protests, you know, in the early 70s about the Vietnam War, and went up to Hanoi and that whole controversy. And then, you know, kind of did very smaller things in the early 70s. And then, bam, she was part of the movie 9 to 5.
9 to 5, great movie.
People loved her again, and she was hilarious in that.
9 to 5.
Yeah, Dolly Parton's 9 to 5. Yeah, that's a great movie.
Wait, Dolly Parton, Jane Fonda, and who was the third person?
The comedian who, the two of them are on Lily Tomlin, right? And the two of them are now on that Frankie and Gracie show.
What would you say Jane Fonda's biggest film was?
Probably 9 to 5.
Yeah, 9 to 5 might have been it.
And then China Syndrome is another great movie that's about the anti-nuclear power movement. And so, you know, it's amazing how she's been able to ride this out and then married one of the richest men on the planet at one point, and Ted Turner, and helped him build the Ted Turner empire and stuff like that. So she's had quite an interesting life. And to see that this was one of her earlier parts of her career and she dodged it pretty quickly.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys should watch 9 to 5. I don't know if it holds up, but it was good in the 80s.
No, I think so. It totally holds up. It's especially now. It's totally, you know, with that Me Too movement that had gone on. It's pretty a women's empowerment film beyond it. Before that was the thing.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, the time has come. Time has come.
Said to talk of
it is now. We've said it all. We should bring up the Zeboscope charts.
Zeboscope.
Boom. Zeboscope. Let's see here.
I've only missed one.
I haven't been.
Nice.
Oh, is that true? You only missed one?
Yeah.
It's true, yeah.
Oh, look at you.
Look at that. Brain surgery, only missed one. Boom.
You didn't miss a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't even miss a good one.
No, not really.
It seems like I've been consistently low. And Casey's been pretty high on some stuff.
But nothing has been past a 4. Like
nothing's
been great.
I don't know. I still don't understand Sun's 4. It's still baffling.
Okay, I like that movie.
But that's okay. It's okay.
Get off her species, man. Or Resident Evil, excuse me.
Species sucked.
Get off of her Resident Evil, man.
Noah and Casey and Noah and Sun very much disagree on that. Okay.
All right.
So let's see where we're at on the Barbarella. On the Barbarella. Oh wait. Okay. So Starship Troopers actually our highest graded so far.
Wow. So that's the thing. None of these movies have even gotten a 3 yet.
The fact that Starship Troopers was almost a 3 is kind of crazy to me.
That's my fault. I'm sorry.
The fact that Species at 2.5, that's not terrible. That's an average score.
Yo, Total Recall is next. Yay!
Total Recall, I'm very excited for, by the way. But that being said,
that was 1990. I thought it was 80s. Huh.
Great movie. Okay, who wants to go first?
I'll go. I'll give it a 2.
A 2.
Just because it's a cult classic. Yes. I'm sorry. Make it 2.5. The costumes really push this up a little. Make it a 2.5. It's not something that people must see. If you're a film buff, if you're a fan of De Laurentiis, anyway, definitely see it. If you're a fan of that kind of 60s kind of their angle of what sci-fi is, definitely chalk it up. And I don't know, 20 minutes in the beginning is not too bad.
Yeah, the beginning gives it a very high floor.
And without this movie, the great band Duran Duran would have been called
Pie Guard.
Dr. Zayas or something. I don't know.
Dr. Zayas.
Oh, Dr. Zayas. What's wrong with me?
Zayas?
I think you're crazy.
Who's up? Noah.
Want a second opinion? I think you're lazy. I gave Starship Troopers a 3. I'm going to give this a 3 as well. Because I liked it as much as I enjoyed Starship Troopers. They have their own ups and downs. But in terms of like me sitting on the couch and enjoying it, I would say that it was about on par personally. If anybody out there watches the Venture Brothers, I definitely encourage you to go watch the season finale of the most recent season, because there's this whole debate. One of the main characters ends up in a coma, And then another character who's also in a coma. They're in each other's coma dream. And the entire time they're debating, wait, is this Empire Strikes Back or is this Barbarella? Well, we're on the planet of Hoth. No. This isn't Hoth. These are the frozen ice plains from Barbarella. Okay, well, then why are you dressed up like a Wookiee? I'm not a Wookiee. I'm the Catchman. So that's why I watched Barbarella in the first place. Definitely recommend. I probably enjoyed that more than Barbarella itself, however. So I give it a 3.
Thank you, Noah. And also thank you for the one-man show.
I love it.
Where was that? Oh, what, just now? Or
Yeah, just now.
I love it.
Also, Noah, thank you for probably the best movie club opening we've had.
For
Yes.
sure. Yeah,
I told you, I was going balls to walls for Barbarella.
That was a great opening. Casey, are you ready?
I guess.
Don't seem so excited, Casey.
Yeah.
Well, I was really excited about this movie because everyone said it was bad, but I thought like it would make up for it, and it didn't. I fell asleep halfway through. So
that's not really good.
No. Yeah, after the first opening scene, I was pretty done with it. So I'm gonna have to give it a 1.5.
Wow.
0.5 literally for just the 10 minutes. But
Okay.
But did you finish it?
I did finish the movie. I went back too because I'm getting paid to do this. So
Wait, there's money involved?
Wait,
My man on the phone.
No, I would not have finished the movie though if it was not for all of you lovely people. So.
Oh, the sacrifices that you make.
Sacrifices Casey has made for her job.
Above and beyond.
Sun, would you like to chime in?
It's same for me.
1.5.
It's not very exciting. It's really just like a 1.5 because it was hard to watch. Like I fell asleep too, and I had to finish it like this morning. But I will say this, okay? If there's a rich inventor listening to this, please invent the excessive machine, okay? You guys have the fleshlight. We have nothing like that.
You have the Sibian.
What?
The Sibian. Then you're
that thing she was in. Anyway, and may every partner try as hard as Duran Duran did to please their woman. Okay.
I think you should watch Howard Stern and get the Sibian.
Duran Duran's trying to kill him.
Wait, which one? Whatever guy she was doing the thing.
Yeah, Duran. Killing her with the pleasure. He was going to over pleasure her to death.
It was the original Sibian. Brian, you know what the Sibian is.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Remind Alexa, Google Simeon.
All right, Ralph, go. I gotta know if I need to give it a higher one just to pull it up for the whole team.
Yeah, go.
You want me to go first?
Crystal
Okay,
gives it a 10.
Right?
This I was torn between it, like Brian. I was between a 2 and a 2.5. So I'm gonna give it a 2.25.
Ooh.
I'm gonna split the difference solely because of me enjoying this so much when I was a kid, and then solely because Jane Fonda is so gorgeous in it. It keeps you, invested. That's really it. There's nothing else really that good about this movie.
It's the same score you gave Starship Troopers.
Oh shit!
But
repeating.
Oh no.
Repeating scores. No, I'm gonna keep it 2.25. I feel good about it.
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna give it a 5.
What?
I'm gonna give it a 5. I have this toaster. I had this toaster so big in my room as a kid.
Wow.
I thought she was so cool, and I wanted to go to space. Like this was one of those movies that like really made me love sci-fi. Like the costumes were so silly. Like it was just like it really created this other universe that you could really escape to. And for me, like I absolutely loved it. I loved the crazy fantasy. I loved how it scared me in the right places. I will say it's really hard to watch even as a kid. Like it took me a long time to finish it, but it's just I don't know. It's so weird and it's so out there. It's like Ice Pirates. Like it's just a cult classic. And for
Put
me,
up her photo again. Put up her photo again.
For
need
me
to
personally,
show.
I love this film. I was gonna
No. Crystal's
Wrong-
version.
I
Wrong
was
one.
gonna give it a
Wrong one.
4, but
They're so similar.
I mean,
They are
you
similar.
got
They're
you guys
very
are
similar.
you guys are shocked that she's giving it a 5. Look how much time she put in the cosplay. She has Pygar's wings that the dude was so nervous he chickened out, hanging in her living room, and you're shocked she's giving this a 5?
Yeah.
Come on now.
5's a high score, Brian.
I know.
No,
I
I
was
know.
gonna give it a 4.
I know.
I was gonna give it a 4, but I feel like it did not
I'm
get
not-
the love it needed, so I'm giving it a 5 because
Joe goes with a 0.5.
this movie should go down as a cult classic. You can't just not give it cult classic status. So there you go. Sun's falling asleep.
Yeah. Listen, this is a very polarizing film. It's our most polarizing film.
But
so
I just
far.
love cheesy. I love cheesy, like retro space. Like that
This
is like
interesting.
that is my thing. That's what I collect. That's my jam.
Well,
There
you
you
also
go.
got to remember too. This is a movie where the woman is getting hers every 20 minutes in the film.
Brittany couldn't finish the movie.
Yeah. I don't remember
the
like a
audience
movie
was
where
for
a woman
women,
gets
though.
pleasured that much either. Like
I don't. Yeah, listen. Your score's your score.
the feminist
scores
in me
your
gives
score.
it a 5.
We have a 1 and we have a 5.
Even
And
with the
that's
rapiness.
the rapiness. A lot of
A lot
rapiness.
of rapiness.
Um,
7.
well,
Oh,
that said, Casey, you will upload those scores for next month's Zebascope.
No, they're done right now.
Oh, they are.
what?
They are.
Oh,
Yeah.
we'll
Get
shut
her
up
Thank
now.
God for-
ready.
Excel spreadsheets.
That's right. Here we
I
go.
wonder where it came with
Boom.
Nice.
Look at that pole. Bam!
Look at that
Feeling.
5.
Woo!
Crystal made sure she came back tonight just because.
Give it a hard score of a 5.
And now it's equal to everything else.
Yes.
No, it's still below. It's only a
It's still
2.
below.
Right.
Without that 5, that was going to hover in the 1 range.
It's still the lowest scored movie.
I want to see.
Whatever.
Without the 5, it would have been a 1.96.
Thank you, Crystal, saving it for the team.
Crystal saved Barbarella.
She's
Well,
gone.
I can show you. Well, let's show you something that is a 5. Something that is a 5 that's going to be on sale right now. This is a 5 by far. Are you ready? Casey, you bringing it up? Or am I bringing it up?
I'll bring it up.
Bring it up. All right, let's see. Sun's homage cover. Barbarella.
Boom.
Nice.
Nice.
Boom.
The bracelet. Yes.
Okay, so-
I actually made the bracelet for my costume too. That is hard.
This costume never showed up. I was waiting.
No, it did. So she wears that. It's the full. She has the full suit, the full white suit, and she wears it with the queen.
Oh, okay.
You probably fell asleep during that part, but it did. I promise it did happen.
But she is wearing like that version on the Italian poster.
Ooh.
That's right.
Fancy.
And the
Deep
soundtrack.
cut.
The Sun used the poster for the inspiration.
Yeah, and I don't know whose ship that is.
Barbarella.
Hers looks like a Lego. Right.
Gretelella. It's our Gretel character as Barbarella. Gretel as Barbarella.
Yeah.
You can't go
And her
wrong.
bracelet, had to put that in there.
Can't go wrong.
Hell yeah.
I was gonna get the bracelet and wear it, but the costume closet's
I
scary.
love the Gretel braids and her tattoos. If you guys will read the Gretel books, you would know why those are on there. Awesome stuff. Go get it now. I dropped the link in the comments. You should be able to grab one now. Okay. Last thing. Next month. We know the movie already. We used to try to keep the movie secret. We stopped doing that. Sadly. We threw that out the window.
The whole list is out there.
The whole list is out there, so
I think it's good.
let's just show the layouts. I'm gonna sneeze.
Nice.
She's only got 2 titties. I'm just kidding.
Which one did we pick? You won't know till next month.
Oh.
That's enough. That's enough. No more.
Cut
Total Recall. Total Recall, one of my favorite movies growing up. So hopefully it holds up. I've seen it about 400 times.
Maybe we'll get something higher than a 2.7
hoping.
or whatever it is.
It's definitely gonna be higher than a 2.5.
Definitely.
That's right, Kyle.
We can do
cover. So we've said it all.
Hi, Chris Sampson.
Hi, Chris.
Sampson,
Hello.
are you happy that Crystal came in and took your spot as the 5 giver?
I got you, Chris. I know you'd give this movie a 5.
By the way, that's the Italian. That's the Italian one.
Right.
That she did. Yeah.
So technically, she never wears that costume. You're right, son. I thought you took off the white because she wears a full white bodysuit with the metal chest and the little red panties. Okay, you're right. She doesn't actually wear that outfit.
Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't matter.
I thought you just did it sexy for Zenoscope, so you took off a lot of pieces.
Yeah. Yeah.
She should have worn that costume. We're back May 25th for the Movie Club. It's another Wednesday night, okay? So we're going to be doing some Wednesdays for a bit.
And Sir John made half of it, so that's good. He was really sad about it being moved here. He's here.
Yeah, we try to do it to accommodate our travel schedules. The con season gets crazy. So May 25th, we'll be back with Total Recall. Anyone want to plug anything? Brian, would you like to talk about what you have coming up in the next week?
Sure. This coming weekend, anybody out in the Cleveland area, Fan Expo Cleveland, it'll be myself, Jeff Anderson, Trevor Furman, and then Jane Silent Bob, Kevin Smith, Jay Muse, all there. Plus Ron Perlman, William Shatner, Jason Ketchner, tons of people. Come on out if you're looking for me. Yeah, it's a pretty damn good one. And then skip the top 2. I've already gone through those. St. Louis after that, Orlando, Dallas, Denver, Chicago, Tupelo, Mississippi, Raleigh, Colorado Springs, Toronto, and then a cruise. The geek boat that leaves from Miami. Come on out. Get your tickets. Are pretty damn reasonable for what they are. So I would definitely highly recommend the cruise. Go to the geekboat.com for the cruise in November 7th to the 11th.
Hopefully I'll see you guys in Dallas. And Crystal, you'll be in Dallas, I hope.
Yep.
Anyone else have anything to promote that they want to talk about coming up? No, and Casey, you want to talk about your Casey and Coffee with Casey and Noah every Monday. So
except when it's on Tuesday for 2 weeks in a row.
On Tuesdays, but it's back on Monday next week.
Hopefully.
If you guys haven't been watching Coffee with Casey and Noah, you should be.
It's a fun
time.
That's
so cute.
They're in a
if it's on Tuesdays, it should be tacos with Casey and Noah.
Ooh.
That's true.
But they're
not.
So.
Do we
Why
get
are t-shirts in the coffee cup though?
Yeah, y'all should be naked.
Yeah.
And listen, this isn't Barbarella.
You can see me at Motor City Comic Con in 2 weeks. I don't know if we have a Motor City graphic up here or not. Maybe we do, Casey. I'll be at Motor City Comic Con in 2 weeks.
Oh, we do.
Look at us. Look at us. So come on out. That's in Novi, Michigan. It's a suburb of Detroit, Michigan. Yeah. Sun, Crystal, anything you want to mention?
Sun, you want to?
No. Yes.
Sure. Yeah, I'm starting a membership on my website. If you guys want to go check it out, it's basically like Patreon. I'm not leaving Patreon. I'm just starting like my own kind of thing on there. So just want to let you guys know that that's what's happening.
Just go to Sun's website. What is your website?
It's just sunkhamunaki.com.
Okay.
Yep.
Crystal?
No, I mean, I'm just here playing with lizards in my backyard and on Twitch randomly. So make sure you follow me on Twitch and I'll pop in sometimes and hang out.
Well, all I know is I'm very happy you're back and you're feeling good and your surgery went well.
Right?
We're all happy about that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So it's great to see you back and have you back.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we will see you all next month. Have a great night and we'll talk to you soon.
See you at the